episode of Life Changers, and this is Mike. So today I want to talk about how things just seem to come your way and you don't know why. So if you're attracting certain people or certain things, and you just find that you keep on seeing a repetitiveness in it. Like, for instance, for me, for the longest time, I've always seen people coming toward, like, in my reality and asking for help. And I used to think, like, oh, these people need my help. And this is what I'm doing. I'm here to help them. Because they're either really negative or always, like, doom and gloom, worry about things all the time. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to help because I'm all just like puppies and rainbows here. As one of you remember in some of the episodes, how, like, I used to hang out with a group of friends on Friday nights and Saturdays, and that, like, this guy was convinced that we were on some kind of drugs because I'm always happy and giggly and just, and the funny, happy-go-lucky guy in the group. And no, I wasn't. I'm just love life and just be happy. And a lot of the meditations I do and a lot of the things I'm doing now is I'm trying to revert back to that me, that old me. And I know I say, don't focus on the past. Maybe I'm doing something wrong, but, I just keep on focusing on how back then I look at the younger me, the younger version of me when I was a young lad. But I look back on how careless, free, and happy, and just everything went my way. I truly 1,000% believe that this world evolved around me, and not in an arrogant way, in a way that, like, I'm safe. Everything's going to happen for a reason. Everything good is going to happen. I'm going to learn from things that happen, and that things happen bad to me, like life happens, but just look for the positivity, look for the good things and everything. And when I think about that version of me, that Mike, and just like anything I wanted, I got. I know I probably sound arrogant, but I really was not an arrogant guy. I'm still not. Am I arrogant? Do you think I'm arrogant? No. But I'm just a happy-go-lucky guy, and I just wanted everybody to be happy. And that I used to go out of my way to help, create, because I always thought people won't need a good story to tell. Like, just people are having a boring day at work. Well, I'm going to make it a fun day at work. So I remember one time I was with one of my friends. I was like, I call her up. I'm like, hey, we're going to go shopping. She's like, I love shopping. I'm like, yeah, me too. Let's go to the mall. And then, like, as I'm trying on clothes, the lady that was helping me, she seemed like she was having a bad day, and I'm just like flirting with her, And like my friend after, she's like, hey, Mike, you were really flirting with that older lady. You like old lady? Bugging me, right? Oops. But no, I was like, no, she seemed down, so I was being nice, right? And maybe that seems flirtatious, I guess, but I was just being really nice to her and just, telling her, smile, have a good day. I don't remember exactly what the conversation was. I was 18, for crying out loud. It was like 20 years ago. I mean, no, I'm still 18. My mind frame, maybe. But everybody's screaming at their radios right now. Do you know everybody's screaming right now? They're like, hey, you think you're old, you're going to be old. You got to be, law of attraction. You taught us this, Mike. You know how many times I talk to people and stuff, and they're like, hey, you should really listen to this guy. He's really awesome. His name's Mike with Life Changers. I'm like, fine, I guess I can't vent to you anymore because every now and again I just need to vent. Everybody needs to vent. You know what? You should just vent in a dark room. Vent in your car. If you see some guy freaking out, screaming at his car, he's just venting. He's going to get it all out so he doesn't say something stupid at work that day. But anyways, yeah. And I'm just going around trying to be happy and have people have that story to tell, right? So, like, I tell you stories of me rock climbing, and people are just like, oh, you're crazy, Mike, you can do this. One time, before parkour was a thing, like before parkour became parkour, there was nothing like it, right? Back in the day. If they had video cameras and phones the way they do now, I'd probably be all over the internet. Because when we were younger, we did a lot of crazy, fun stuff. Even in elementary school, where I'm in grade 5, grade 6, me and my buddies at lunch, I know we sound stupid, but we would just go running around, jumping off things, and, like, I swear I could fly. And like, I remember one time we're running through the woods, and I love running through the woods as fast as I can because just the rush of everything flying by, and I'm just like, wee, wee, wee. I'm not getting hit by anything, not hitting nothing. And there'd be like 5 of us in a line, and we all follow each other, and we're all like, hey, you're the leader, Mike, or okay, Jeff, you're the leader, okay, and so on and so forth. But there's the one thing we liked when this one lunch teacher, she liked to stand here with her arms crossed and be really upset and angry. She always looks like just pissed off. And we would tell her, hey, Miss Jones, can we go run around, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, whatever. And she's just looking around for any kid to break the rule. And then we're running, and there's this log, because she has her back to the tree, to the woods. And there's this log, like not log, but like a stump. And we'd run and jump off the stump, and I swear I could fly. So the ones of us that were gutsy enough, that believed we can fly, we would jump, and I swear we just glided right over her head and landed in front of her. And she like even said like, at first she was like, hey, what the? Then she was like, hey, come here. And I'm like, oh, we're in trouble. So we go back, because some people just jump to the side of her, right? And we jumped over her. And we always wanted to go higher and higher and higher. We believed. I'm telling you, man, if I watch those videos, maybe in my reality, I'd jump like 2 feet. In actual reality of things. But no, I swear I was jumping and I was flying like 12, 13 feet in the sky. Like, I don't know, man. And then I was flying, and it just felt awesome. And she's like, I don't know what you guys just did, but it looked like you just glided. You're just gliding and you landed. And we're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm Mike. I can do anything. This is elementary school. And then, as life goes on, I started rock climbing. But then I got more into like the parkour nowadays, where I went to my older brother. I'm like, hey, bro, just stand here. I'm going to run at this wall full speed. And he's just like, what? I said, do what I do. Just run at this wall full speed. But watch what I can do, and I'm going to teach you. And he's like, what? So I ran at the wall. And in my reality, like thinking about it now, I could see how, like, I thought I was just running at the wall. And I'm like, now I'm going to jump and take 3 steps. And then I'm going to, like, jump over his head and do some cool, like, karate moves that I knew. And my brother would just watch me, and he's like, I can't explain it. You were just running at the wall. Now you're up the wall, and now you're doing like, you're over my head, like in the movie The Matrix. Whee! And I'm just watching you just float right over. He's like, how did you do it? And I would explain to him, he kept on running and hitting the wall, hit the wall. And other people I used to tell, like, this, I don't know, I just picture myself climbing the wall. And then they just keep on hitting the wall. Then I was just like, no, just stop thinking about hitting the wall. You're worried about hitting the wall. Run. When you jump, you're going to land with your foot on the wall, and you're going to take a few steps up, and you do that. And then I had a few friends and my brother at the time started catching on, where we would run to this local school and just run and like shimmy up, like just run up the wall. And we're on the roof of the school. Like it's a 1 story. And then we run and go up another story, and then we're running around, jumping and fooling around, and just no worries. Just, just like my favorite song, Hakuna Matata. It's such a wonderful phrase. It's a problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata. Should I quit this podcast and start singing? Probably not. But yeah, I lived free. I had no worries. I didn't care about nothing. And as you heard me in my earlier podcasts, in school, I was diagnosed. I was diagnosed stupid. But pretty much. The guidance counselors just like, yeah, whatever, like, do what you want. I was on the NA program, not applicable. I did not apply because they didn't want their grades to go down in the school. But yeah, like, I just didn't care about anything. Just whatever I wanted happened, and what I thought mattered. And what I'm going to continue doing is what makes me happy, and that's the way life was. And that was it. Now, I don't know, the past few years, I'm sitting here as an 18-year-old adult. No, I'm not 18. I'm a lot older than that. But now, 20 years later, right, I'm sitting here thinking, and now I have all these thoughts, right? And like I told you in that one podcast, when I turned 18, something happened. I was climbing and started worrying, so I do not know, but if I can manipulate time and space through the quantum field, I'd go back and find out what happened that day and just punch that thought out of my mind, so it never existed and never limited me. I just started, and I know I'm telling you like something happened where now I'm limiting myself. Well, I let something into my head that now allows me to limit myself. That I am the one to blame for all of the limitations I give myself because I'm just creating them. And I'm accepting these limitations. And I'm thinking like, I see this in a movie. These people have these limitations, right? No, I should have it. Just like I mentioned to you before, how ads and commercials work is they're telling not telling you, hey, buy this product like that. No, they're telling you need this product or you're not going to be cool or you're not going to be as beautiful as people you see in the thing. Or, hey, you need this product because you have this problem with you. Now you need this drug or you need this, you need that. That's how commercials work. If you don't believe me, well, go to school and learn about advertising. That's how it works. Everything is functional to make you buy their stuff. Everything is designed and set up a way that you are going to spend more. Just like casinos, right? There's no clocks in casinos. I know there's a movement where they're trying to force them to put certain clocks in certain spots. But there's no clocks, no windows. They pump clean, fresh air in there. Some of the bigger casinos in Vegas and stuff I hear pump like fresh, clean, like air with a little bit of scents, smells and stuff that just make you happy, and that you're just happy and excited and everything's great, right? Oh, then you're going to spend more time there. That's how everything's designed. If you tell me I'm wrong, well, hey, you're allowed to believe what you want. You create your own reality. But this is facts, and yeah, you can program yourself not to accept all these things. But even sometimes when I find myself when I'm watching, like if you listen to my last episode, you'll understand this. But I'm watching a show where somebody drowns or somebody gets their face covered and can't breathe and panic and freaking out. I can't watch. I have to flip the channel or whatever because I start thinking about what happened to me in the last episode that I was talking about. And then I start freaking out, panicking. Like, it's crazy. This is crazy. If people say, well, that's just part of life. You're supposed to have anxiety and be freaking out and this and that. No, it's not. It was never a part of my life. It was never in my reality. So now I'm going to have to work on programming myself the reverse. But think about how easy it is, how we're programming all day, every day. I could see now with the information and knowledge I have now, I would say if I could go back in time, right? I could tell myself all this information, but I was living the law of attraction and as being creator in creation mode or whatever you want to call it, listening to my higher self, listening to the universe, to, God or whatever you want to call it in your reality. It doesn't matter. Whatever you call in your reality, I respect everybody. I want everybody to know that they're loved and no one's right. No one's wrong. Everybody's right in their reality. So you just create with the information you have and you do your best in your life. And this is, me, I'm constantly looking and trying to find things and trying to find ways to be better in life. And how, I want to manipulate the matrix, as we say. And I want to be able to, when I watch the movie Jumper, if you never watched it, it's a good movie. It's an older one. But when I watch that movie, I'm like, I want to do that. And people are like, you're crazy, Mike. I'm like, well, quantum physics states that if you could do this and that. But, just like the movie The Matrix, right? He could jump as high as he wants. But the moment he started freaking out, he fell to the ground, right? Just like when I was younger, I used to think I could float and fly. I would run and jump off buildings and jump all over the place and just it felt like I was gliding. And maybe I was. And maybe now the beliefs I have is like, oh no, I'm bigger. I'm going to fall faster, far harder, and blah, blah, blah. And all this negativity comes into my reality. And if I accept that, that is now what I'm creating. Every thought that you have is going to create. You don't seem to understand. But I want you to understand. Like, as I'm learning this, I'm figuring things out. I want to give you cheat codes and cheat sheets, but you have to find out if this is working for you and figure out where you are growing in your life and how you're changing your life and so on. But I see all these different patterns and I see all these different things that's limiting us and where I'm limiting myself. Some people are probably thinking right now that I'm crazy, but I know I'm limiting myself from being, multimillionaire, and I'm limiting myself right now from certain things, and I'm trying to find out those barriers, release those barriers, and I'm going to find ways that work for me. And as I do so, I'm going to start, interviewing people, bringing people in, and we're going to have better conversations, not just listening to Mike anymore. Like, I'm going out, I have a bunch of people that I'm going to try to interview and bring in, and just, don't take my word for it. Take, other people's words, and we can learn from their experiences and their thing. And then when I find the magic recipe for me, then I'll share it with the world. And then you got to make it work for you. Just like in school, in high school, when I was a young lad, when you're telling you how to do long division, you have to do it this way in 4 steps or 3 steps, whatever it was. And I find ways to skip steps, not from cheating, just this made more sense for me. And they're like, no, that's wrong. You have to do it this way. You lose points. And you're supposed to do it the way I told you. See, and more now, in 2023, a lot of people are realizing, hey, you know what? Everybody learns differently. Everybody thinks differently, functions differently. As long as we have the same correct answer, and we're not just using our calculator, which we can now. And you could achieve the same goal, and you just got to get there in a different way, because everybody's different, right? People are more open to that. Back when I was younger, it was like, nope, you have to do long division this way. Each step has to be written out this way. If you do that in an exam, you lose points. You're going to fail, Mike. Well, when you get onto the NA program, it doesn't matter if you fail. Because you're not applicable. But I do apply now. Sorry to say. But you just got to realize, like, I know I repeat myself a lot. Trust me. I know. Because people tell me. But you need to hear this. You need to hear it more. If I keep on coming up onto suggested For You page, and certain episodes keep on popping up saying, hey, listen to this one again, listen to this one, listen to this, listen to this. And you're just like, it sounds similar, but he's saying it different. Well, it's because you need to calm down, relax, listen to it, and see what the universe is trying to tell you. The universe will knock at your door, show you anything you want. Your intuition will teach you things, and your higher self will scream at you. The universe, right? Everything will be, but if you do not listen and you do not go, we all say this all the time. Oh, I know exactly what to do, and I will do it on my time, right? I know how to do the law of attraction, Mike. I know exactly what to do, but I'm just not motivated right now to do it. I say it all the time. Oh, I know what I need to do to be successful, but I'm just going to take a little break right now. Well, why is that? What is stopping you from achieving all you can be, achieving the ultimate you? What are you afraid of? What blockage is stopping you from achieving your goals, from doing the dream job, or from having the dream spouse, or the dream girlfriend or boyfriend, or the dream car? What's stopping you? What is limiting you? And you say, well, because I'm not ready, or I don't have the money, I don't have this, I don't have that. You know what? That's all BS. Because every time I want something, even if I whatever, I'm just going to do it. The money was always there for me. Everything was always there for me. Everything's always flowing. Well, you're just lucky, Mike. You can go to the casino and turn 100 into 1,000 somehow. You're just lucky, Mike. No, luck has nothing to do with it. Everything is energy. Negative energy is really, really, really powerful. Being lazy is really, really powerful. Being content to oh, well, whatever, I don't need nothing, I'm just happy doing this, but I'm going to complain about it all the time. Oop, smashing things here. Getting excited, I'm breaking everything in this. Right? But every time I want something, I make it happen. I create it. Right? I wanted to get my podcast going, and I was just eating. I was really but I was oh, well, I can't do it because I don't know what I'm doing, or I don't have the equipment. Well, lo and behold, I met this amazing guy right here, right? I met my producer and my sound engineer. And then I'm like, hey, you want to come on a business trip? You want to come with me? Come with me for a week to the middle of nowhere. And he was brave enough going, okay, weirdo. If I did not need the money, I would not come. But And then we're on this trip, and I'm like, hey, maybe you would be interested. We're talking. I'm like, we're kind of think the same way. Maybe you like this book. And I showed him the surrender experiment, right? Just surrender. Let things happen. Everything happens, right? And he listened to the whole thing. And then after, I'm like, this might sound like I tried to organize this, but I didn't. And he's like, being all suspicious. You know, like that thing, TikTok, right? Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. No, okay. But then I was like, hey, you're a sound engineer. You have equipment. And I could work with you. Let's do this. Let's create this podcast together, right? He's like, did you set this up on purpose, right? Was it all designed by you? You know what? I couldn't even do it if I thought of doing it. It just happened. Just let the flow go. And, I listen to that book a lot. I go up there a lot, and I'm constantly when I'm driving or if I'm on an airplane. And why waste my time watching pointless TikToks, I guess? Well, no, some of them are very informative. I learned a lot of TikTok hacks. Where I'm wasting my time, people. That's limiting me. But, I like to watch a good movie and stuff, but then there's times where I'm like, I want to be productive. And I go back to that book and I just listen and I learn a lot more things, a lot newer things. But I'm telling you, open your eyes, right? Or open your third eye. Massage just between your two eyes above your in the middle of your face, above your nose. Just massage there and be like, there's a third eye in there that can see things that I cannot see. And help me understand and see these. And you will see the limitations that's stopping you from achieving everything you want to be. Just like I mentioned many times about one of my brothers, amazing, very talented magician, and he limits himself, right? Me, I'm an amazing track and field runner, long distance runner back in the day, and then I limited myself because I was like, oh no, I want to do this, right? And then I started dabbling in acting and working on movie sets, TV shows, and stuff like that for a bit. I started doing stand-up comedy, and I'm like, okay, I did that, now I want to do this. Because I thought doing business, which in my reality is what it is. But doing business, I can create jobs, help people, and then I can make my own movies if I want to make movies because I'll have money to do so. But you just got to stop limiting yourself. If you want something, if there's a change knocking at your door, well, there's a reason for it. I feel like fun fact, in the winters, we used to go to Florida, and lately I've been staying in Canada, working and growing the business, and sometimes I think like maybe I should just sell everything and go to Florida, because every time when I go to Florida, I'm just happy, no worries, just happy, meeting cool people, meeting amazing people. Maybe I could do my podcast from there. Hey, you want to move to Florida? But, I'm just going to go with the flow. And I've always done so. Like, I don't stress. I don't care. Sometimes people are just like, how come you're not angry right now, Mike? Because nothing's working the way it's supposed to work. I'm like, nah, everything will work out in the end. Who cares? And then after everything's said and done, you're like, wow, that was a much better thing. Like when me and my brother used to do magic shows together, when I would push him and force him to come with me to schools and clubs and we do shows, I'm thinking like, oh, I screwed up all this stuff. And then we ended up doing different tricks and doing different things because I ruined some or whatever. And I'm thinking of all this negative crap. And then meanwhile, everybody's just like, that's the most amazing show we've ever seen. We hire a lot of different magicians. This was pure. Because one thing my brother always told me, if you want to be a good magician, so if anybody's listening who really wants to aspire to be an amazing magician or illusionist, you got to remember one thing. You have to believe that what you're doing is real. And that's what my brother used to teach me. He goes, look in a mirror and watch you perform it. Once you mastered the movements and everything, look in a mirror and watch. And tell yourself that this is real magic. This is happening. And then so be it. And then you let your imagination go and you can create any illusions you want and be an amazing magician. And he's an amazing... I've seen a lot of magicians, but he's really good at what he does, my brother. And everybody is good at what they do if they practice and practice, right? I tell my kids all the time, you can do anything you want if you just practice. But he's really good at it. But he sells himself short. Don't sell yourself short. If you want to create whatever opportunities you want to create, if you want to start your own podcast, well, don't let it stop you. If I started when I was supposed to start this podcast, trust me, it would have been like 5-6 years ago, and it would have, Because right now, probably some people are like, oh, this is a trend. Mike's doing a trend. Just kind of like if your favorite sports team is doing good, you're like, I'm on the bandwagon. If they suck, you're like, peace out. No, but like I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I would have been a lot farther. But I shouldn't focus on the past, and just focus on the now, and focus on you now, and find out what's stopping you, what's the walls and barriers that you've created to keep you in your little comfort zone, and break free. You're not going to be comfortable. Life was going to be weird at first. Like I remember when I just give up and I'm like, whatever, just trust and do whatever I feel like doing. It's kind of like, well, what's going to happen tomorrow? What am I going to do? Just surrender, be happy, do you, and stop thinking about limitations. Don't say, I will do this eventually. One day I'll do this. One day I'll do that. One day. Because you'll never do it. So focus on you now. Be there for yourself now. Be present now. And find out what's stopping you. And just go for it. Don't worry. I know people are like, no. Hey, if I'm going to start something, I got to have a financial plan and be 5-year blah, 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 blah. Wah, 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 wah. Okay? Maybe a lot of people think like that. Well, they need that. But I'm sure there's a lot more people that don't need that. Because I tell you now, if I created a 5-year plan for what I'm doing, even what I just started 2-3 years ago, would be thrown out the window after the first 6 months. Because if you follow your plan to a T, and you're not going to follow the flow of where the company needs to go or whatever your project you're working on, you're like, wait, I know this is what I should be doing, but my plan says I should do this, and I'm going to do this. And they tell you. See, the world sets you up for failure. They tell you, don't worry, 90% of businesses fail within the first 5 years. So don't worry. Don't let it get you down, right? Well, if you tell yourself, yeah, I could fail. Well, then, yeah, you're going to more likely sabotage yourself and fail. Every time I've started something, and trust me, I've been doing this since I was 18, 19 years old, running my own company and going with all these different ideas. And a lot of them flop. And they say, don't worry, every door that you close is another one opening. You know what? I want to be the guy that has less doors closing and all the doors opening. And you can create that if you really want to. Don't set yourself up for that. Don't limit yourself. And I used to do that all the time. Say, I'll find the right thing. But when I started the brand that I started back in 2019, and I was like, I'm just going to do it. And everybody's telling me, don't do it. Don't have hopes. Don't invest. Don't, blah, blah, wah, 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 wah. And then I just went for it and said, no, I know where it goes. I see the vision. I understand it. I feel I'm connected right now to my higher self, to the universe. I'm connected to this frequency, and I'm going to create it. And it's been an amazing thing, and it was just blown up. But then I started trying to control it, and now it's not doing as good. So I got to release control and just relax, calm down, and just do it. Do what the universe tells me to do, what I feel that needs to be done. If you listen to that, your gut or this little voice in your head or, your higher self or the universe, or I don't care what you call it. I know I say that a lot, but it's true. I really don't care what you call it. But if you listen to those opportunities when they're coming and knocking and don't let them pass you by, how amazing your life will be. There's times where I was like, I'm chasing things. Even right now, I'm trying to chase. And I always have to focus. I'm not trying to chase. I connecting to the frequency of money. I see confirmations all over this world where I'm on the right path and I'm doing the right thing, but just relax and trust and stop chasing that you will have abundance and you don't need to worry about money. I know for a fact that no matter what I want to do or whatever, the money will always be there for me. And I'm just going to attract what I need to attract. And I'm going to be able to do that project. Just like I'm starting, I'm proving the concept with Life Changers. We put the podcast out there. I'm starting to say, I'm willing to start putting money into this because I know it's going to work. And I'm whatever, just go with the flow. I'm not going to care. Just going to trust and do and watch it grow and see how far we go. And the world's my oyster, just like the world is yours. Just stop limiting yourself. Stop saying, I will do that next one day or tomorrow or next year. I will. I need to have a plan. No. Because every time I set myself up with a complete plan, a complete everything I need to do this project. And if I try to follow it to a T and I'm fighting against the grain because I'm like, no, this is opposition. You're supposed to have opposition. If you believe you're supposed to have opposition and that you're supposed to have all this hard times before you get good times, well, you will. And I used to think that, oh, I'm going to have but then all the times I just looked at myself going, you know what? Every time I was just like, Hakuna Matata, whatever, I've always had amazing experiences. People tell me, even my accountants say, like, I don't understand how you just did that and now it's working, how you just do this and now it's working. And he's like, teach me, tell me, like, what's going on? Like, they're flabbergasted. And I'm just like, oh, yeah, we've talked about the stock markets. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to buy this one. He's like, why? Did you do your research? Did you do this? Did you do that? Make sure you don't fail. Make sure, right? And I'm like, no, I just feel I should, so I did. And now I did good. I did good. Mike did good. Right? We have to just be there, be present, be there for yourself. Know that you can achieve and do anything you want to do. And don't limit yourself. Don't say like, oh no, I'm supposed to have hard times before the good times. You could skip all the hard times. Just create your reality. Create what you want. Don't limit yourself. Don't let all the negativity in the world or all the drama of the world and all this nonsense knocking out your door. Just release it from your reality and know that you could do anything you want. And just know that, like, yeah, just take it one day at a time. Like I say after each episode, like, we are all, I'm going to change it because I say you are a work in progress. Take it one day at a time. But we are all a work in progress. We all need to take it one day at a time. And remember that, like, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are loved. Stop thinking negative thoughts. Release those. And that's the process I'm working on right now. It's just releasing all this negative thoughts, trying to release all this bad energy and just have the good energy come my way and flowing. And stop chasing. I cannot stress it enough. I'm telling you this because I need to hear it. Because I need to stop chasing money. Because money just flows, right? I don't hoard it. I don't care. I just have money and I want to release it. And I want everybody around me to have abundance. And everybody that hears my voice, I want you to know that you are full of abundance, that I'm sending you these amazing energy of abundance and love and compassion and understanding and accomplishment. And just releasing it to everybody that hears my voice and to everybody that's around me. Because I want people to know that everybody deserves anything you want. Everybody deserves luxury in life. You just got to not limit yourself saying, oh, that's not for me because I'm not the 1% or I'm never going to achieve that because of this or that. Just know you can achieve anything you want and you can get anything you want and you create your reality. Remember, like I told you, you are always right and everybody else is wrong in your reality. Right? Just like in my reality, everything I'm doing and I'm working towards, as long as I believe it's right, it's right. The moment I say, oh, that's not right for me, gone out of my reality. And you should do the same thing. Release all this negative energy in the world and all this feelings of hate and feelings of anxiety and stress and feelings of like, I need to be punched down and I need to like fail before I succeed. You do not need to fail to succeed. You can succeed. Just choose to succeed and choose the reality that you want and choose where you want to be and just be present for yourself. And remember, you are a work in progress. Take it one day at a time and know that I love you and appreciate you and I'm here for you. My name is Mike and this is Life Changers.